everyone. We will get to our offer module that is built for the quotation process. At its core, this works like a sales quotation process, but with very significant difference. In a standard quotation process, the salesperson raises a quote and fulfillment side is figured out separately later by someone else. In our offer module, the fulfillment decision, how and from where the item is sourced, is made right there during the quotation process itself. That means by the time the quote is approved, the entire supply chain is already aligned and ready to execute. The offer model consists of mainly four types of process: sourcing, quote compare, margin analysis, and sales quotation to sales order conversion. It all starts with what we call a sourcing form. Once sales quotation is raised, the salesperson opens the custom form for each line item, decide how that item will be fulfilled. There are 5 sourcing options are available. Stock means we fulfill from what's already sitting in inventory. Buy means we need to go out and purchase it. A purchase requisition and purchase order will be created. Ordered means there is already a PO in the system and we reserve the quantity from that. Incoming means the stock is on its way, it's in transit, and we reserve it from that incoming shipment. And make means we will manufacture it and production order gets created and linked directly to the sale order. The salesperson makes a decision per line, so single quotation can have 5 lines, each with a different source step and system handles all simultaneously. So let me walk you through the system for this process. So this is sales quotation that I have been created for 6 line items. So as you can see, these item numbers are available here, and also what are the quantities requested in the sales quotation. As I taught previously, there is a form we call it a sourcing form where we do all the sourcing activities. Let me go to the sourcing form. The sourcing form consists of mainly 2 sections. One is sourcing header, other one is sourcing line. Okay, so in the sourcing header itself, the user can identify whether we have the item in our stock. As you can see here, the saleable quantity consists of the total quantity available in inventory for that item with the combination of manufacturing specification. So let me consider as a stock. For that, what we can do, we have that more option here. When you click on it, select the line and click on the options, we have an on hand. When you click on on hand, as you can see, the list of items that we showed based on the variant and based on the legal entity. So as you can see clearly, we have this item under this manufacturer specification under this legal entity. Saleable quantity is 9,500. So user can either select the quantity from here or they can select specific to a batch number. Page number is nothing but batch number. So you have the 2 options. Either they can select that quantity from that header level or the line level. If they select a header level, system will do the reservation based on the first in first out. But if the user select, I need this heat number or the batch number for this customer, so user can directly select the quantity from here. So for this I will create select the quantity from above. So system will do the reservation based on the reservation. Click OK. When I'm clicking on OK, as you can see, a line is created at that sourcing line with the type of stock and the quantity, and offered price is updated directly. Offered price, nothing much, the weighted average of the item. So second scenario, let me go to a second and third line. So we think like we don't have an item in our inventory. So what we'll do, we'll take a sourcing. For that, I will select as add sourcing line. When I'm adding a sourcing line, the type will come as a buy. That means we're purchasing from external vendors. Okay. For the fourth line, I'm deciding like I can take it from the on hand or ordered. So let me check whether we have any ordered quantity for that. So as you can see here, when I'm opening that on hand details, you can see there is an ordered quantity of 3000 is available for that item with the combination. When I click on that, I can see the PO details in which PO number it is coming. So I can see the saleable quantity, how much it's there. I can reserve it. So I will take it from here. So I will put the quantity, how much I need to take it for that line. So when I click OK, so automatically the type will come as incoming And so you can see here, this item is this incoming PO details also updated for that, and offered price became the purchase price. What are the PO? What is the price that the item is purchasing the PO? The same price will be updated as offered price here. So fifth one, let me see whether we have any incoming transit, or we'll take it from that. So still we have ordered quantity, so I will decide I will take it from ordered outside. So as you can see, this is a purchase order for that. So let me take it 600 quantities from this purchase order. So this type also is selected as an incoming quantity. The last one, we'll decide we need to go with the production order. So for that, first you need to select that sourcing line, and we need to decide I need to change it to make. When you click on the make, so first we select as a make, then we need to add the component. To make the make item, so there will be, we need to add the component first. So I will add the component. Component also we can decide whether this component can be taken from stock, by ordered, incoming, or in transit. So for now, I will be taking this item from stock. So for that, I will click on the three dots, click on the hand, click on item search, and I will decide which item I need to make it as a component. So for preparing a production order, so we need the component and a service. Okay, so first we'll select which is item we need to take it. So I will go to the, we have the filtration for that item selection. So I can select the pipe category. When I click on the apply, all the field attributes will come here. Here I can decide whether I need to go with which material. Then I click on search. All the items with pipe category under the material CS will show up to me. Then I can decide whether I can take it any item. And if I click on the show on it, so this system will show you whether this item is available in our inventory or not. So this show on button will act as a online inventory that will give you total inventory available in your system, irrespective of the legal entities. It will show the stock available, and if any item is available and it's in the ordered status or in transit, also will give the clear picture whether we need to take it the item from that inventory. Once we got the information about the saleable quantity, we'll take how much quantity we need as a component to build the finished good. So I will take the item. Once the item number is added, now I need to source it from stock. For that, I need to click on the on hand. I can see that there's many saleable quantities available, so I will just put the quantity, how much I need to take in the stock. Once I added the stock, this buy line is no use for me, so I will just remove it from that list. Next, I need to add a service. For that, again I need to select the make component and click on add component. When I add it to the buy line, so next I need to select the which service you want to go with to do the activity to build that finished good. So for that, I will take that service. I'm going to do a machining activity for that item. How much quantity of machining activity need to do? So machining activity done on this component to make this item. So this is a make item, how we will do the sourcing. Now, next process is the sourcing request and bidding process. When a line is marked as buy, the salesperson sent a sourcing request directly from the sourcing form to the relevant buyer group. For that, the user will select the sourcing request, and automatically system will show you all the buy lines that we identified in the sourcing form for the salesperson to send the request to the buyer team. That time, the salesperson will check that items and decide which buyer group will action on it. So they will select the buyer group, and they will select the checklist also. There are different checklists that need to be filled before you send it for the sourcing request. So they will fill the relevant information. Then they will select for the second line also with respect to buyer group. Second line, since it's a mission activity, so we'll go with the vast buyer group, and that also they will update the checklist. Once the checklist is updated, they'll click on the lines, click on the sourcing request. The buyer will see the request, goes out to the market and collect the price from multiple vendors with different terms, different lead time, and different conditions. Once the bidding process is completed through the RFQ, all the vendor quotes are in and the salesperson is notified to initiate the quote comparison process directly from within the sales quotation. They can see all the vendor offers side by side, compare them, select the winning vendor, all within the same system, no spreadsheet, no emails, back and forth. So let's wait until we got all the price from the buyer from the respective vendors. So once we got all the prices and we completed the sourcing process, next is a quote compare. For that, you can click on the quote compare. When you click on the quote compare, system will show you all the byline details, like all the lines with which inquiry number you created for the buyer team to get it code. And also, if we scroll right, you can see right what is the vendors the buyer has went to and what the price. So as you can see, start with V1, like V1, what is a vendor, which is a legal entity, what is a quantity, what is a price, and all the terms, what is the delivery term, income term, everything it will be shown. So second, it will follow with the vendor V2. So vendor V2 is given which quantity, which price, that also they can see. If we scroll right, we can see system will suggest you what is the lowest vendor. System will suggest you based on the price, who is the lowest vendor for that line, and what is the income term for the lowest vendor. And if we scroll down, we can see that for each line, which general vendor that they quoted, and they can see the price, what is the price the vendor is quoted, what is the quantity, everything, and also request RFQ number also. So here, your user can select preferred vendor. So for the first line, I will go with this vendor. Okay, so first user will select the vendor, and second line also user will select the vendor. So we selected the vendor, automatically the preferred unit cost, quantity, net amount, everything will come here. And for the third line also, since it's only one vendor, I'm selecting this vendor. So once all the vendor selection is done, when they click on the summary, they can see all the cost amount, sales price, everything will be updated here. Also, if during that sales quotation, if customer requests for some charges, if the user want to add a new charge for the sales quotation, sales order, they have the option here. They have the option in the sales quotation to update the charges that I'll come to in the quote analysis stage. So once the vendor is finalized and we know our cost, the salesperson initiate the margin analysis again, directly from the sales quotation or from the quote comparison. When I click on the margin analysis and click on the calculate button, system will calculate the margin based on the vendor cost, and the salesperson can review and adjust according to the pricing strategy. So when I click on the calculate button, system will show you all the sales quotation lines respective to the item categories, item details that we used for the product creation tool. If the user don't want to see it, they can hide it also. Once they hit it, they can see what is the quantity we requested, what is the quantity that vendor or we quoted, and what is the dollar per ton, the cost in dollar per ton, and what is the cost price. From this cost price, the salesperson can put the margin line level, like for this line, I'm going to take it 10% margin, then automatically the selling price and final selling price will get updated. And if you also want to update for all the lines, they can select all the lines and click on the margin update. So for this line also, I'm updating a margin. So automatically system will calculate the margin and selling price. So when I refresh it, as you can see here, it will show you total cost how much, and what is the margin you're making, and what will be the selling price. So this will be the offered price, and this will be the selling price that will be updated in the sales quotation. And if the user want to do any charges addition, they can have the option here, service charges, and they can add service. So it will show all the service items available in the system, packaging charges, and system and user can update the how much you're going for the charges and how much you're making for the margin for the charges. Also you can do the margin. So once this charges is updated, when I click on the calculate again, automatically system will show you with the charges it will be added to your quote analysis. You can see material cost will be shown differently, charges will show differently, and the total cost and total selling price and total margin you are making. Also, we have the option to update the discount. Suppose you can into given discount percentage, so you can give the discount percentage for the lines. So I'm going to take a 3% discount. So the 3% discount automatically system that margin will be reduced after the discount, and it will show you the discount value also. So all that margin analysis, everything is completed. Then you need to finalize the margin analysis. For that, you can click on the finalize. When I click on OK, system will do the marking to the RFQs, and all the price and RFQ details will come back to the sales quotation in the sourcing form. When you go back to the sales quotation, so as you can see here, if you scroll right, you can see that final selling price. This is our sales price for the sales quotation that has been updated, and what is the unit cost and what is the margin we are making. And also, if you go to sourcing form, you can able to see the vendor details. If you go to the buy line, you can see which vendor that has been quoted and what was the vendor price. You can see if it's got purchase price, what was the purchase currency. So everything that I can see it here. So once everything is okay, you need to send this sales quotation to the approval, get it approved, and send the code to the customer to get it approved. So once everything is agreed, everything is approved, everything is okay, next process is the salesperson need to convert the sales quotation to a sales order. For that, you can click on the convert to sales order. When I click on the convert to sales order, all the sourcing lines will be shown to you, and system will suggest you what are the output will be making. If for the stock line, system will do the online reservation. For the buy line, system will create the purchase requisition. On-hand will the on-hand reserve, and for the production order, system will make a, for the make component, system will make a production order. So user can select all the lines, click on the process. So during the SQTSO conversion process, what system will doing? So once this quotation is approved, it is approved, then the user will converting the sales quotation to sales order. So for the stock item, that when it says in stock items, the inventory will be automatically reserved, and for the buy lines, system will create a PR and it will be linked to this SO. And for the ordered line, sales order line will be marked to the respective PO line. For the incoming line, same like ordered, the item will be marked to the incoming GAT. For the make, the system will create the production order and it will be marked to the sales order. So all the orders and sourcing will be linked together, and they can see it in the sales order level. What are the orders that is coming to the sales order to the fulfillment. So you can see the pop-up here that sales order is getting created. When you scroll right, we can see the respective sale order number. So when you go here, we can see the respective sale order number that has been created for this line, and what is the PR is getting created, and what is the production is getting created, and what is the PR was got created. So everything is linked, everything is traceable, and everything happens automatically. So your sales team closes the deal and supply chain is already moving. So that's it for our offer module. Thank you, team.